Hello and welcome to today's product demonstration video on Nolan's Advanced Bank Reconciliation for NetSuite, more commonly referred to as Nolan ABR. The purpose of today's demonstration is to show you how Nolan ABR can add value through increased efficiencies in your bank reconciliation process. ABR's purpose is to speed up the reconciliation between the NetSuite General Ledger bank account and the bank statement that you import. This is largely achieved via both auto-match automation as well as a vastly improved side-by-side reconciliation user interface. Nolan ABR will create efficiencies in speeding up your month end, saving your senior finance team time, and providing accurate cash positions, enabling better financial decisions. So today's process overview, we're going to run through the process of reconciling a bank statement end to end. First off, we're going to be starting through importing the bank statement and exporting the particular general ledger transactions for reconciliation. We're then going to view the side-by-side reconciliation window, move on to processing the auto-match and auto-gen workflows. We're then going to create a journal transaction from within the ABR window, which is a really neat feature. We're then going to play around with filters, so we can filter both on the bank statement window and also the general ledger transaction window at the same time. We're then going to move on to demonstrate how we can manually match transactions both one-to-one and one-to-many. And finally, we're going to process the reconciliation and we're going to report on it. So we go ahead and we jump out of this keynote and we'll go into our demo account and we'll take it from there. So here we've loaded up a NetSuite account for which we've got ABR installed. And with ABR, you get this new tab on the center bar, which allows you to access all of the functions up front. So the first step we're going to take is we're going to navigate to Reconcile and import bank statement. So up here, it will ask you to nominate your particular bank format. Of course, a new format can be created for each bank that you like, so that you can simply export the bank statement from your bank and import it directly in Statement Direct. So we'll select our format. It will nominate a couple of accounts which are applicable. Of course, if you have accounts that share formats, you can go ahead and independently choose whichever bank account is relevant, and then you can go ahead and nominate your file for upload. Once that's done, we can click Submit, and it'll go ahead and kick off the process of importing. Once a few moments has passed, we can go ahead and click the Refresh button, and we should see that the import is complete, and it tells us exactly how many records are being processed. So it says that 10 lines have been entered, and this is reflected through our bank statement here. We've entered the 10 lines from it. So this is a bank statement that we're going to be reconciling today. Notice that we've got a number of payment types that come downloaded with the bank statement. We've got a transaction date. We've got values for both debit and credit. We've got complex references, which include things like invoice numbers and customer names, as well as nothing at all. And we've got some bank charges and missed charges. So let's go ahead and we'll see how we can reconcile that. The next step, once we've gone ahead and we've imported our bank statement, is to extract the relevant general ledger transactions. So just like we did before, if we head up to the ABR tab, head to Reconcile and extract the transactions, this will load the second process screen. So this will ask you to nominate for which account you'd like to process the extract for, and you can choose the particular cutoff date and the to date for those transactions. So we're going to go ahead and nominate a short date range here to try and pull in the relevant transactions. Once we click Submit, again, this will kick off a process which will go ahead and find all the relevant transactions ready for reconciliation. Once a few moments have passed and we click Refresh, we should see that the process should be complete and we can find a load of new transactions come in. Now notice if we've already brought in transactions, it won't go ahead and create those as new transactions ready for reconciliation. It will understand that those transactions are already in the system, so you can go ahead and reconcile against them. So the third step, if we go ahead and we hop into our Reconcile bank statement screen, we can go ahead and we can nominate the bank that we want to reconcile. It will give us a really, really nice side-by-side reconciliation window. And this will show us our general ledger bank transactions on the left-hand side, and it will show us our bank statements on the right-hand side. And notice that we've got a couple of matches here. So right off the bat, we can see that we've got a couple of potential matches here. So you can see a payment for £75.40 and the like that. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to kick off by clicking Auto Match, and this will go ahead and run the Auto Match workflow. So once the process is complete, this will tell us that how many matches have been made. So ABR, using the predefined user rules, has gone ahead and made 4 matches. If we navigate back to the bank's reconciliation screen, we can go ahead and we can auto-generate transactions as well. Again, once a few moments have passed, we can go ahead and we can click refresh and see the status of these auto-generation transactions. So we can see that the process is in progress at the moment. Once a few moments have passed, we can go ahead and we can click the refresh button, which will go ahead and tell us how many records have been processed. So we can see here that using the predefined auto-generation rules, 3 transactions on the general ledger side have been created, and we can click here to navigate back to the reconciliation window to view that. So rules can be created a number of ways. Rules can be created to match based on the customer vendor name, document number, or memo field. Rules can also be created to consider the amount or date variance between the NetSuite general ledger and bank account transaction, allowing you a load of extra flexibility in your auto creation and auto match. So we go back to the screen, we can see here that we've got a few charges here. What we can also do is we can go ahead and manually match transactions. So notice over here on the left-hand side, we've got a payment for £250. We've also got a credit over here which has a matching memo number, so ending in 079, ending in 079, which adds up to a certain amount. So we can see that this payment was processed in NetSuite in one batch. However, it may have come through in the bank in 2 separate payments. We can match one to many by simply nominating the field on the left-hand side, on the NetSuite General Ledger bank side, and then nominating the bank statement fields as well. Notice that the total selected will increase, and they'll be weighted on exactly the same side. We can then scroll to the top of the screen. Once we've got our options selected, we can go ahead and click Match and process those matches manually. What we can also do is we can go ahead and we can create a journal transaction from within the screen as well. So say, for example, we've got this bank charge here. If we go ahead and click Match, we can click Create GL Transaction, which will pop up a unique journal window. Now this will allow us to fill in our transaction date, and it'll allow us to throw in the other side of the journal transaction as well. So let's see if we've got an account for bank fees or bank service charges. We'll go ahead and nominate that, and it will pre-fill in the debit for you. If we go ahead and submit that, this is really quite cool in the fact that it will do a number of processes. So on creating the transaction, it will automatically extract it, it will match it, and it will tidy it away for you as well. Finally, what we can do is we can go ahead and we can review our matched transactions in here, and notice that we've got a sequential match number that will match the GL transactions on the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So for example, this memo here, this amount for £720 has been assigned a match ID of 13. We can see that reflected on the bank side by matching for 13 as well. We can also see a couple of transactions have been automatically generated using our AutoGen templates. We can see that 2 amounts came in here, so a payment received from customer ABC Tanko for £120. Our AutoGen rules have picked up on that and automatically created a payment transaction and assigned it to an outstanding invoice on the customer side of things. So once we're happy with that, we can go ahead and we can click Reconcile, and that will go ahead and reconcile those transactions away for you. So we can see that the reconciliation is pending. Once a few moments have passed again, we can click refresh and we can see the status of the reconciliation, and we can see that it's come back as a status complete with 9 records being reconciled. If we navigate back to the reconciliation window, we can see that the matched transactions have been cleared and only unreconciled bank transactions and GL transactions remain. So we've just got this one bill payment outstanding there. NetSuite Nolan ABR also offers a typical point-in-time bank rec report in the closing balance report. So this can be accessed at any time by clicking the report on this page, or you can access historic reports by navigating to your ABR tab on the center bar, heading down to report and nominating the closing balance report. Now we can nominate a closing balance report for any date and print at any time for historic reconciliations. So we just load this up here. We can review this report. The first page of the report is primarily a summary confirming that the adjusted GL bank balance matches the actual bank balance on your bank statement, and also includes a summary of outstanding transactions. On the latter page of the report, it offers details that make up those outstanding transactions that are displayed. Alongside the standard reconciliation reports, we can also see other features for reviewing account summaries, unreconciled NetSuite transactions, say the NetSuite GL bank transactions, and the bank statement transactions as well. We can also go into processing period recalculations as well, so that's pretty cool. As well as that, we can navigate to lists, bank statements, and we can see our historic bank statements that we've uploaded. So for example here, the bank statement we've uploaded today, if we view that, we can go ahead and see all the line items attached. More than anything, we can also see for which reconciliation statements these are assigned to. So we can see the top 9 transactions here have actually gone ahead and been reconciled, leaving 1 unreconciled there. So thanks for your time today. If you have any questions, please feel free to email sales@nolanbusinesssolutions.com, to phone, or visit our website nolanbusinesssolutions.com for more details. Thank you.